Peace, y'all. All right, so I'm back with another reading. Okay, we're gonna tap in for that Gemini energy. Okay, and see what guidance comes through, what energy comes through. Okay, it's been a while since my last one, so peace. I'm glad to see you. Okay, for those of y'all who've been around, my OG subscribers and Soul Tribe. Okay, you're glad to take some time out. Some things already, first and foremost. Okay, since I haven't gone live, maybe I'll go live soon. We'll see. But certain things that I already noticed with this Gemini energy. Gemini represents communication, if you didn't know. Okay? And remember, only take what resonates and leave what does not. But okay, so you could notice, and those of you will be noticing, that communication will be a whole lot stronger. Okay, you may be having a lot more of the tougher conversations or more serious conversations, or just conversations that will bring things closer or better or further. Okay, you could really find that if you struggle to communicate clearly or to communicate calmly and or precisely, okay, of course, this is for those who've been doing, raising their energy, getting more high vibrational, balancing, healing. Then you're going to notice yourself coming out of that more aggravated type of state. Okay, you're gonna notice like that little cough right there, I felt like cleared my throat. Okay, so you could notice your throat chakra being more open, more active at this time. Okay, and now, just because I said Gemini doesn't mean that this is just solely for, like, it's not just a Gemini reading, okay? It could be in your sun, your moon, your rising, south node, north node, however, whatever. Your birthday could be in June, okay? Could be in late May, okay? The way that I keep up with the seasons, just in case anybody's wondering, because I know different things are different things, okay? And I know the seasons aren't always at the same time because we are on the Gregorian calendar, at least if you are in the US. I don't know about everywhere else, okay? But I keep the moon and the lunar calendar. Every new moon is the beginning of that new season. That's how I rate it. So this past new moon, okay, that is when Gemini season started. I understand when people looking at like birthdays and things like that, and you would think that your birthday's on the same day, but that's not necessarily the case when there's being years added in every 4 years. Certain months have 31 months, some have 28, different things like that, okay? But if you are ever confused about certain things and how seasons work and things like that, go with the lunar calendar. You will be in the most alignment with the natural universe and the natural world, okay? All right. Most High, I call upon you, ask you to protect me while we channel this energy, okay, and the guidance needed and for the advice and the energy coming out for the collective, okay? Yes, it feels good to be back, y'all. Okay. All right. Look, the end of a tough cycle. Okay, I want to say a tough cycle is reaching resolution, whatever, but the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, full moon in Capricorn. You could be that, or you don't have to be. Okay. So yeah, if you've been having some type of tough cycle or, experiencing tough situations, it's about to reach its head, okay? When something could have been going good or something could have been weird. It depends because different things, different people got different situations and everybody's on their own journey. Not all journeys look the same, okay? But for those who, you had been experiencing or noticing harder situations or conflicts is coming to a resolution, or, weird energy, all that, the calm, it was like the storm and then the calm. You have the calm before the storm and then the calm after the storm. This is now going into the calm after the storm type of energy, okay, for those of you who resonate with that. A lot of you could have been facing the devil, okay, within yourself, okay, having to heal your own traumas, acknowledging and accepting certain things about yourself, or acknowledging and accepting certain things outside of yourself, okay? Whether or not toxicity, toxic patterns, toxic people, toxic places, toxic jobs, okay, environments, okay, and then the environment also inside of you. Spiritual cleansing is significant, okay? Step into your power, okay? So now this season, y'all are really about to be stepping into your power, okay? Aries energy. Yes, because you're realizing that you are good enough. You really could have been facing a personal identity, okay? Personal identity challenge, okay? And had to heal something about yourself, heal a trauma response, or a way that you thought about yourself. And now that you're coming out of that tunnel, okay, you are realizing that you are good enough, and you are making time for self-love, that Libra energy, Virgo energy. There's been a lot of going within, okay? Hibernation, y'all. I resonate because I definitely did go into a hibernation period to heal. Because that's one thing, baby. If you know me, you know I'm going to separate from the group, the crowd, every single thing. I will go into solitude to make sure that I get myself right before I pop back out, okay? Especially if I notice I'm in weird energy, something in me, because I don't want to project on your readings and stuff like that, okay? Yeah. Something about the scales balancing, okay? Okay, trust all will be well. Another Virgo energy. Now you trust, you know that everything's going to be well. You could have already known, even through the tough circumstances, okay, even through the tough cycle, you knew things was going to be all right. It'd be tough. You'd be like, damn it, okay, damn it, why this, why that? Not even why this, why that. You just be like, you know what? I know that it's going to come to a head. I know that at the end of the day, the sun is always going to rise again. At the end of the day, everything is working out for my good. Comment down below. Everything is working out for my highest good. Okay, regardless of all the tough cycles or whatever, what have you, when it comes to challenges, when it comes to obstacles, it's all for your highest good. So keeping your faith and also being aware that yes, everything is going to be well, regardless of, even when things don't look like they are going to be well or are well. Okay. Okay, some of you could have had to open up your heart. Okay, you could have had to open up your heart. So let us see. I want to see what these tough cycles were. I know different people are different situations. Okay. Clarify a tough cycle. What were some of the tough cycles? Confirmation for the collective spirit. Limitations and fears. Okay, some of you had to get through a fear. You had to get through um, um, a false evidence appearing real. Some type of limitation that you had, like within yourself. Some type of viewpoint. Okay. So a lot of you could have just broken through a glass ceiling, okay? You have just ascended to more. You've just had another awakening, because you have multiple awakenings, not just one. Every time you accept something and you accept and you realize the truth of something, that's an awakening. That's eye-opening. That's a new truth. Okay, that puts you in a new reality, because now that you have accepted and are acknowledging that you were in a different realm, or you in a specific type of energy, now you're in a new reality, because in the last reality you didn't realize that truth, and now in this reality you realize that truth, so now you're moving differently. Okay, every time you learn something, it's an awakening. Okay, so definitely big spiritual ascension energy, definitely big awakening. Okay, and it doesn't have to just be a spiritual. Okay, but there have definitely been big spiritual awakenings. Yep, shadow side. Y'all been, you just probably went through a tough cycle with your shadow side. Okay. Some of you could have went through the dark night of the soul, you know, a depression period, you know, it's that, you know, you're flying, and then, you know, you also, what flies does have to land, everything, you feel me? So you could have landed, okay? Some of you could have crashed, it's okay. You picked up the pieces, put the plane back together. Some of you could have just landed for a while, okay? Had to settle into that lower energy while you were down there and then rise again. Yeah, and somebody you've really been, you could find yourself communicating more too, all right? Gemini energy, you could really be finding yourself communicating to people. That's what I'm seeing, communicating about these experiences, about these things, the things that you thought were a limitation for you, or how you were moving in a limitation. If you have a friend or a partner or family member, relative, somebody close to you or something like that, you could be having heart to heart, okay? Or you will be having a heart to heart and opening up about those shadows, opening up and being honest about how you're feeling, expressing those, clearing out the bottle so that it cannot be so heavy, okay? Seven of Pentacles, Six of Cups right here. Yeah, so for somebody it is close relationship, something, you know, for some of you, you could have opened up about a certain relationship that's not moving forward with somebody that was dear to you from the past, okay? You could be talking about that, like how you felt a limitation or a trauma, right? Like, an example would be if you were traumatized by your dad or your mom, or by a certain situation when you were younger, and realizing that it left you at a limited point of view, and you're talking with somebody about that, being honest about how you're feeling now, like feeling, if you were feeling triggered about it, tell, you know, talking about that how that triggered you, or talking about how it bothered you, or how you were feeling in a lower state of being or point of view because of that feeling, because of those memories, because of that situation, okay? How are you stepping into your power? How is the collective stepping into their power? Okay? You're no longer allowing yourself to be put in situations with individuals and people, okay? So for some of you, you could have been really around putting yourself out there, being around a whole lot of low vibrational spirits, or being around people who are dealing with their own demons, people who aren't healing, the star reversed. Okay, people who did use control tactics. Okay, you're stepping into your power and stepping away from narcissists, stepping away from people who are in their shadow, moving out of their shadow, moving out of their fears and their limitations. Okay, like, it's a mirror. When you heal for yourself, you also realize what connected you and others. A lot of times the things that connect you with others has to do with what you're feeling inside. So if you're stuck in limitations, if you're stuck in your shadow side, you're going to end up surrounded by people in their shadow as well, and they're going to be influencing you. Everything influences something, okay? And if you are not standing in your power, being 100% you, and allowing your energy to be shifted, forced, and moved around, you are being influenced. But when you stand in your power and don't allow yourself to be influenced, that's when you become the influence, and others are influenced by you, okay? Good message. I might have to go over there and get my bell. Okay. Alright, stepping into the power. Union, integrating, forming. You separated from some type of structure. Okay? You separated from some type of structure by you standing in your power and stepping away presently from something that was bringing nothing but confusion, that wasn't appreciating you, that wasn't giving you authentic gratification. You are now stepping out of suffering, okay? You are letting go of what no longer serves you. You are also speaking about what no longer serves you. These are things that you could have been thinking about. These are things that you could have been, whether or not communicating. It don't even have to be the actual person, because you know how we just be talking to the Most High, to your ancestors, to your spirit team, however it works for you, speaking up to the universe, speaking to the sky, speaking to the birds, okay? Something. You were expelling the weight, because it is not something for you to hold on to, something for you to let go when you're ready. And my darling, you are ready. How's the collective stepping into their power? Self-love. Now you're loving on yourself. Now you're giving yourself that space to heal, to accept your shadows, not just try to forcefully remove them or try to deny them. Accepting that, okay? A lot of you are integrating your shadows as well, okay? Moving in balance. There cannot be just light. There cannot be just dark. There have to be both. Okay, and configuring your own system, your own programming, your own internal programming, so that it works balanced for you. Okay, in a way that you are joyous, you are amazing, and at the same time being able to step up, being able to roar when need be. Okay, you feel me? Figuring out whether or not you need to throw some fire on that thing, or figuring out whether or not you need to let some water run over it. Okay. What about this self-love? Yep. This self-love, you giving yourself this space to intentionally care for yourself and also create creations and creative, artistic, or whatever creative attributes and abilities are significant as well. That could be your confirmation. You could have started doing something, whether or not it's crocheting, whether or not it's artsy, whatever it is, something where you can just be present in a space, not think or worry or wonder about anything else, but just create and be in a space of presence and make something. Okay, and you could be doing that, and it's helping you to release triggers. It's helping you to not feel conflicted. It's helping you to bring harmony into your life. That is significant. Okay, you could intentionally be creating or doing something to bring yourself peace. For someone, I just picked up baking cakes. So somebody, you could have been baking cakes or something about baking. Okay, that's the download I just got. So you could have been baking or something like that to, you know, be your peace of mind, help you to be in your peace of mind. I'm hearing Taurus repeatedly, okay? So you could be a Taurus, or that could be, it could be about, you know, Taurus is also the sign of building, so it could also be helping you to build something as well, okay? Ooh, my right ear is itchy. Okay. Ooh. Yep. Sun, strength, okay? You found a way to empower yourself so that you can no longer be, look, there's that harmony again, that disharmony energy, so that you could have stability, okay? A lot of you found where your energy was leaking that was keeping you from being in tune and in flow, okay? Yep. And now you can receive because you're no longer holding on to false narratives or beliefs or facades or trying to pretend that you're something that you're not, or try to um, pretend that you're not something that you are, whichever way that it is. And so it's both for a lot of people. Yep. And you're receiving karma for it, okay? Action, reaction. See what this karma is. Spirit, clarify this karma energy. Balance, yep. So that's that karma. The karma is you balancing out, whether or not it's balancing out your body, balancing out your physical health, balancing out your financials, balancing out your body, okay? Yep, the moon, and balancing out things quietly at that. It's like literally, like I said, you feel me? Getting yourself together privately. Clarify this moon. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, because there was a lot. So you had to balance out. There was a lot that you were going through, tough things that only you, maybe a select few only knew about, but you balanced out certain things subconsciously and also balanced out certain things privately. I'm proud of you. By standing in your power, finding your power, realizing your power. We get one card for the moon, okay? Yep, Nine of Pentacles, and there it goes. It's helping you to have fulfillment, helping you to be happy, joyous, attractive, and abundant. Yep, and you got things coming in for you. Point blank period. Knight of Swords, and they coming in fast. And you're not communicating about them. I love it when people build in secret and then pop out with the, you feel me, pop out with the bang, pop out with the, you feel me. The Chariot, yep, you're moving forward. There is accelerated motion going on. There are things actually happening for you. And I'm proud of that. I'm glad. Because it definitely, it's like when you know you're doing the work, you trust that you're doing the work. That's awesome. You know that you're doing the work. You know that the fruits of your labor are going to come in. And then when the fruits of your labor actually do come in, when they physically manifest or attract into your life for you to be able to see them presently, it makes it all the more sweeter. We're going to see. Is there anything else? Teaching and learning. So yeah, you could find yourself really teaching at this time, okay? It doesn't have to be something of significance, you know, like teaching somebody how to open up the throat chakra. It is that deep for others, okay? So you could really find yourself in a place of teaching, okay? And finding your place of others deliberately learning from you and you deliberately teaching or trying to help something. You can also find yourself deliberately learning at this time, okay? For someone, you're going to find yourself, or you're finding yourself, teach some creative skill or ability, okay? Or working with some group to create something. Yep, rebirth, okay, because you've gone through a deliverance, okay? Someone, you've really gone through a deliverance and shedding. Yep, by self-disciplining yourself, okay? Alright. Clarifying the rebirth. Yeah. Some of you really worked through a hard situation that could have left you spiritually in recovery. Okay? Or physically in recovery. You could have a rebirth after getting hurt, okay, or something, okay. But we got divine masculine at the bottom of the deck. Get my cards together. You could be a divine masculine, okay. Somebody, some physical work, okay. It's either some physical work, something that you're actually doing, or you are just actually like a male divine masculine energy, okay. Maybe you could have been, some of y'all, you could have had to get sit down, okay? You could have got sat down because you was working too hard, and you feel me? You could have got hurt, okay? Or the spirit or God or something like that could have sat you down too, you feel me? It just depends. Different people gonna think different things. But for somebody, you could have got sat down because you needed to reserve your energy. There was also something that the spirit wanted to reveal to you about yourself, okay? About yourself, something that you needed to learn, something that you needed to realize in order for you to move forward in this next chapter of your life. Anything else about this teaching and learning, Spirit? Yeah. Some door, okay? Pathway. What is this pathway? Somebody, you learned how to unblock a path, okay? You've learned how to not give something access to you and where you're going. And for others, you've learned like a certain pathway or some way of being or some thought process. Something is not meant for you to go. That's not the way that you're supposed to go. Excuse me, y'all. Confirmation. Yeah, something waved you down, okay? So yeah, for somebody, you did get waved down. You got waved down on your path to be like, hey. Something in the spirit was like, that's not for you, okay? So that you could get this bliss and abundance, so that you could get the karma, so that you could get this good karma. This that Nine of Pentacles energy all the way. Talking about this self-discipline, spirit. Okay, somebody, you could have been obsessed with something, okay, giving something too much of your energy, so much so of your energy that it was making you unstable emotionally and mentally, okay, and making like your energy centers go awry, which was causing destruction in your life and making you have health concerns. Okay, so for somebody, you had to really focus your energy. Because even if it's something good, you know, there's still that phrase, too much of something good isn't good for you. Or too much of something bad isn't good for you. It goes both ways. It's about moderation. It's about the balance of it. For somebody, you're going to be teaching about self-discipline by being disciplined. Okay? Anything else, Spirit? Somebody, you had to discipline your emotions. Ice Queen, baby, unbothered. Yeah, somebody, you had to learn how to not allow your emotions to be thrown all over the place. Okay? You had to learn to be unbothered. Okay? That's our favorite state to be in. Unbothered. Okay, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I've been working hard. Okay, I tell you, I have been working hard for a long time to be unbothered by shit that don't really matter. Okay, giving emotional energy to things that you cannot control. Might as well not give no energy to it, because all it's gonna do is leave you stressed and wrinkled, baby. Tell me more about this Ice Queen. Okay, you could have been doing, I said something about a cleansing too. Okay, so somebody, you could have been doing rituals to block certain energies from coming in and then coming around you, because it was just gonna bring destruction or were destructive towards you. Okay, or it was something within you. You could have did a cleansing ritual on yourself. Okay. Point blank period. Somebody, you have real love here. Okay, you have real love here, and whoever you're with can be trusted, because they have their own discipline. Okay, they've learned how to be disciplined themselves. They've learned how to not allow other things outside of themselves rule them. Okay, whether it be temptation. Okay, whether it be certain emotions, whatever it is. Okay. Alright, let's aspirate anything else for the collective at this time. Yeah, this thing. Okay, you got friendship. You could have some rocky friendships or took a break from certain connections or things like that. Okay. Surrender. Somebody, you could have surrendered a friendship. You could have stopped being friends with somebody. Someone you surrendered to being friends with somebody. Okay. On the bottom of that, we got blame, fear, growth, and change. Okay, so for someone, you realize there was something that you blamed. Okay, whether or not it was, certain friendships, you could have realized that somebody was inducing fear within you, which was stunting your growth. Somebody, you've accepted something. Okay, you've grown from blame, or so you've grown from fear, and that's bringing a change into your reality. I'm hearing go, 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 go. Okay, and I was thinking about this surrender card. Okay, so for somebody, you really had to surrender to the flow. You could have been trying to go, 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 go against a certain type of energy when it wasn't the time to go with that energy. You know what I mean? So you had to slow your roll, find a smoother pace or a calmer pace until it's time to really go. Indecision. Somebody you surrendered a friend only after like something going back and forth, being indecisive about whether or not you should be friends with them. Doubt on the bottom of the deck, can't make it up. Okay, so you could have doubted somebody. Okay, courage and envy, because you knew you could have had a friend that really was envious, and you picked up on the energy of them being envious of your courage, envious of, you know, the things that you're doing with your life, or, you know, and it's okay to, in a sense, allow the want of seeing what somebody else has to make you want to do better, but to just completely, you know, crave what they have and make it yours versus making your own, allowing it to motivate you versus allowing it to make you obsessed with what they have and trying to take what is not yours. That is not healthy. Ooh, yeah, change. You're feeling more gratitude, okay? You could be noticing that you're really feeling gratitude, okay? Somebody was really stubborn about seeing something from a different point of view. Destiny. Somebody, is your destiny to do something, and whether or not it's you or somebody else, somebody really was stuck on thinking, or you were stuck stinking. Ooh, so okay, so now somebody stank. I don't know. Um, that gives me demon energy, you know, when stuff get to stinking and stuff like that. That gives me a negative energy, so it could have been something outside of you, okay? But whether or not there was a present energy or a person, being, or entity that didn't want to believe that the way that your life is supposed to go, okay? Or accept how your life is. That's something that could be coming up, okay? I don't know. You see, we just reading Neptune. Yeah, that you have your own destiny, okay? You could have really realized, or somebody else haven't realized, or I don't know. But somebody here got their own destiny that's got a drive of its own, that's got a destination of its own, and it's gonna get there regardless. Okay? Look, Aquarius. Well, you could be an Aquarius, you don't have to be. That you're meant to be a light, okay? That literally your life is driving you, okay? Your life is going to take you to a certain type of stardom, or take you to somewhere where you're meant to expand, where you're meant to communicate, okay? Where you're meant to have new beginnings and be activated. And for somebody got a wake-up call, whether you or them. Yeah, Leo. You're resilient, you endure, okay? You are courageous. You're meant to shine. Yep, and that your heart is powerful. Yep. Somebody's having to reflect and accept, or accept then reflect, whichever order it goes in. Anything else, Spirit? All right, abundance and good luck, okay? Abundance and good luck are both on your side, okay? Yeah, messages are significant, okay? You could have been getting a message from your ancestors, okay? Or your guardian angels, or from the universe, okay? The number 7 is significant, okay? Spiritual completion and healing, as well as inspired action, movement, okay? Somebody, you're being cautious about what you're building or how you're building. You're being cautious about being stubborn. You could be being cautious about or around a actual Taurus, okay? Saturn invocation. Yeah, you're invoking stability and security in your life at this time, okay? Something significant about these cowrie shells. Somebody, you could have these in your hair or have some type of jewelry or something made of these cowrie shells. You could really be finding yourself, find yourself being drawn more into your heritage or into your ancestry or something connected to you via blood ties, okay? Venus, that's funny, creation. Yeah, somebody, you're breaching. Yeah. You've broken through a glass ceiling and now you're feeling this stillness, feeling this peace, feeling this abundance. And there goes Gemini at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like I should leave this reading here, okay? Wishing you inner peace and wholeness. And I will see y'all later, okay?